What's good, YouTube? Underworld 6667 here. Yes, I am recording this over and over again in a continuous basis because I have a lot of information right now up here in my head and I wanted to get it out on camera. So yes, I'm still not wearing pants.
All the way from Tokyo, Japan to Toronto, here's another episode of Blunder.
So in the last episode we were talking about adaptation and change. If you haven't seen that episode, make sure you check out the channel. Make sure you check out the channel for every single one of my videos. Collection Wars, Yu-Gi-Oh 101, and of course Blunders. So in this episode we are going to be talking about the actual analysis of what you see at tournaments. Not just so you can adapt and change to the actual tournament, but you can actually learn and understand what people are doing. A lot of times you hear play testing. Now, playtesting has actually two benefits. One, you get to better understand the plays that you have and the abilities your deck has. Two, you're able to understand what your opponent or the other deck is doing. You want to be able to make sure that you know when a big play is going to happen, how to stop or interrupt that play. So playtesting against different decks is a very good idea. Now, unfortunately, things like DN and Dev Pro, you have a little bit of a harder time finding the right people to play, mostly because a lot of people, because it's free and you don't have to invest any cards, play the most random things possible. However, Dev Pro and DN is a very good idea if you just want to look at how your deck is played, how your deck functions, how many plays you have, how many options you have, maybe interesting tech choices that you could introduce into your deck that makes it flow a little bit better, or things you need to take out because it's interrupting your own flow. A good deck, or a perfect deck, flows very smoothly. You don't have to overthink plays because they pretty much just play themselves. Most of the good decks or tier 1 decks have always been said, oh, that's an autopilot deck. No actual, skill required. But that's not true completely. You still have to understand the plays that you can make. A person who has no idea what they're doing with the deck can't pick up the deck and just start playing with it. For the most part. There have been older players that have been playing similar decks that can pick it up very fast. However, if you're a novice player, you're not going to be able to just pick up anything and play it to the full extent that it can be played. I mean, you can play a scrub and then just totally demolish him, but what kind of an actual test is that? So once you get a good feel for the way your deck is played, you're going to play it very well. Now, if you're facing off against a person who has also really tested their deck, you're going to have a little bit harder of a time because you don't fully understand what they're doing. Hopefully, they don't understand what you're doing, but most likely that's not the case. It's like training in Pokemon. You could train your Pokemon really well. However, if your opponent has also trained their Pokemon really well and has secret tech choices, you might not know what's going on. You might not even know what the actual typing is on that Pokemon, and you might choose the wrong move. So understanding your opponent's deck as well as your own is very important. So, as always, if you're going to be competitive, make sure that you test not only your deck, but your opponent's deck as well. But don't make those binder blunders.
Those are the fucking